Gentlemen, stay close because what I'm about to tell you is a lesson that men keep ignoring. The lesson that humbles kings, it bankrupts titans, and breaks even the strongest of us. In the modern world, a man is no longer fighting lions, famine, or invading tribes. He is fighting something far older, far more volatile, and far more merciless. He is fighting female nature, unleashed. Your enemy is not a person. Your enemy is a principle. And I'm going to tell you Mike's story, which is a perfect doorway into this truth. Gentlemen, if you're enjoying this video, take a quick moment to like, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, you'll always get notified when I drop new content. And when you like and share, you help this channel to grow, and more importantly, you help other men to discover the tools that they need to level up. Remember, when one man rises, we all rise. Now let's get back to the video. So I'm going to tell you about the day that Mike met the wall of nature. Mike loved Maggie the way only a romantic man can love. He loved her blindly, honestly, and with the full weight of his heart. He adored her full cheeks and soft laugh. He believed fate had carved them from the same tighter soil and trusted the future the way a child trusts light. And so they had the wedding, the dream wedding. They got a baby, a beautiful baby, and they had the dream marriage. And then Mike lost his job. And 2 months in, his savings evaporated. And so did Maggie's warmth. And the previous week, 1 week later, Mike came home to find his luggage outside the door. His suitcase staring at him like a verdict. When Maggie appeared in the doorway, her posture said everything. Her lips were curled into contempt, and her eyes were cold fire. And Mike, he felt the ancient fear arise. A man who loses his usefulness, he loses everything. This is not new. This is not unique. This is not personal. This is nature. And so this was basically Briefold's law in real time. British anthropologist Robert Briefold captured this truth with surgical clarity, and he said that the female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family. Meaning that if she cannot benefit, if she gains no benefit, she will dissolve the association. And this is why the wives of Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates left. Despite the wealth that could buy worlds, it wasn't about money. As David Bass reminds us, in Evolution of Desire, women do not seek only resources. They seek relevance, they seek status, they seek excitement and benefit in many forms. And once these benefits dry up, the instinct kicks in. They want to live. Even Ngugi wa Thiong'o experienced it. Even kings, billionaires, and prophets are not exempt. And so we look at the historical truth that men refuse to study. From Stone Age to the Silicon Age, men built tools, systems, and civilizations. But rarely did they study women. Women were taken as spoils of war. They were feared as witches. and were written as chaos in mythologies from Pandora to Eve. And yet men failed to decode the central truth. Patriarchy was not created to oppress women. It was created to protect men from unfiltered female hypergamy. And when women were shamed for promiscuity, when single motherhood was sanctioned, and when marriage locked women into dependency, it wasn't because men hated women. It was because men were painfully aware of how brutal female sexual choice could be when no structure existed to moderate it. Among the Luos, an unmarried grown woman was called Ogwang, meaning something wild. If she died unmarried, she wasn't buried in her father's compound. The culture understood one thing: a woman who does not need a man does not stay with a man. And so let's look at the modern era, where patriarchy collapses and nature returns. My generation, the Gen Xers, are the first generation that is dealing with a truly empowered woman, where we're confronting female nature in an unfettered fashion. So we know that once women became economically empowered through the industrial and digital revolutions, the old restraints dissolved. And now we see the full picture. We know that women file for divorce 70 to 80% of the time. And they also say that marriage is a scam. That's a global chorus. Men like Mike, Ngugi, Bill Gates, Frankie, and millions more are discarded when they cease to provide value. This is the same selection pressure that we see in the natural world. And what do we see? We see the female praying mantis that kills a male after mating. The female black widow eats her mate. The female octopus strangles a male post-copulation. Several species of python, they eat the male after sex. Is this brutal? Yes. But nature is not moral. Nature is efficient. In Evolution of Desire, David Bass describes the scorpion fly, where the female demands a nuptial gift before sex. If the gift is too small, she rejects the male mid-act. If it is too large, she exploits him. Does that sound familiar, gentlemen? So this is Briefold's law in zoological form. This is a raw algorithm Mike experienced on his doorstep. So what are the real questions that men must face? Can a man survive in a relationship where his value is conditional, transactional, and constantly evaluated? Can a man endure in a world where female independence is at an all-time high and male disposability is biological and patriarchal structure has collapsed? Can a man endure? Gentlemen, the truth is uncomfortable but liberating. You cannot change female nature. You can only change yourself. And that is a one fight that you are born to win. So we'll look at the red pill challenge for men who are born and who want to be sovereign. Ask yourself, are you building value every day, or are you coasting on past achievements? You also need to ask yourself, are you indispensable in your own life, or are you dependent on external validation? Are you prepared for a world where you are loved only when you're useful? Your survival depends on your ability to, one, stay mission focused, develop economic strength, build emotional discipline, stay in peak physical health, master psychological awareness, and cultivate an identity beyond relationships. Gentlemen, that is what sovereignty looks like. So I challenge you today, study nature, understand women, understand female nature, and most importantly, forge yourself. Because only a forged man survives, only a sovereign man thrives, and only a self-built man cannot be discarded. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe patriarchy was a shield for men? Do you think modern men can survive without it? What lessons does Mike's story teach you personally? Share your reflection in the comments. Get unplugged, and I'll see you in the next one.